Hey sinners! Welcome to Ben Ruins Movies. I'm Ben. I'm gonna ruin some movies. Or actually today, I'm not gonna ruin any movies. Today, I want to talk about movies that don't exist, but should. As some of you may know, probably most of you may know, the Harry Potter franchise is slowly coming to an end, which means the blockbuster movie niche is ripe for a new, great big series. Just a quick history of the blockbuster franchise. The real first blockbuster franchise was Star Wars, which, it's just this little movie that revolutionized film. You probably haven't heard of it. It had a trilogy, and then later it had another trilogy, but the second trilogy really, really sucked. Alongside it was Jaws, and, well, pretty much every Steven Spielberg movie ever counts as a blockbuster. Many of these movies originally intended to be trilogies, or more than those illogies. There was the Kill Bill franchise. It was 2 movies, but it should have been 3 because it was that much awesome packed into 2. There was the Lord of the Rings movies, which is now having a 4th one made. Maybe, sometime, at some point, possibly. And on top of that, you have the movies that weren't even intended to become franchises, like Die Hard. Most of this stems from the fact that people who work in Hollywood are largely uncreative and completely unoriginal and can't come up with their own plot, so they reimagine or extend other people's visions into new visions that usually suck. But occasionally you get a good one. Now, since all the major franchises are running out, I think it's time to suggest some new ones. Personally, I would really like to see Stephen King's Dark Tower series get turned into movies. Apparently this is actually already happening. Who knew? A lesser-known series that should probably get made into a movie is On a Pale Horse and its sequels. Although the only one that I care about is On a Pale Horse. It's about a man who becomes death. For fun and profit. Also one that I'm sure would be a huge hit with the kids would be A Wrinkle in Time. Although I kind of don't want to see this get made because it's blatantly Christian and, well, I take issue with indoctrinating children with Christianity. Or any religion, really. Should be child abuse. Yeah. I'm that hardcore. Also, they should get around to making that sequel to Titanic I've been hearing so much about. A buddy said they should make one of Calvin Hobbes' Revenge of the Babysat. Although I personally haven't read it. Apparently it would make a great movie. Though it could be a cool coming-of-age story about a boy who slowly realizes that his imaginary friend is actually just a stuffed animal, grows up, gets friends, and maybe starts taking pills for his excessive ADHD. Also, some sort of crossover between Rambo and Passion of the Christ. That would get my $12. Though lately it's more like 15 or 20. Who am I kidding? I torrent everything. I mean, no I don't. So what do you guys think? What should be the next great movie that isn't made yet? Or what should they really take another run at making? Because God knows they're going to make a lot more remakes. What should they make another run at making? Because they screwed it up the first time. Or maybe you just didn't get enough of the first one. Put your comments, video responses, put it all in there. For my last video, click right over here. I ruined the human centipede. It's puketacular. For my next video, when it's up, it's going to be right over here. For my other channel, it's going to be over here. And until next time, folks, get the hell out of my camera. Or the giant finger will crush you. That was a great way to get fingerprints on my lens.